I'm here today to show you ACE, which is Zia's Mortgage Accelerator for FSOF version 4. What ACE is a prepackaged accelerator that allows you to start, not from the very beginning, for a mortgage capture solution. What you're seeing right now is the administration screen that shows that over 160 document types are pre-configured, and most of them are pre-trained for classification for being able to ramp up with your mortgage solution very rapidly. Many of these also have extended extraction. For instance, our HUD document type has over 1,600 fields pre-configured for extraction. And on the roadmap, we're always trying to think ahead, and we're also planning the modifications that are occurring in August 2015 for the TILA RESPA changes. What I'd like to show you is a very high-level demonstration. So what you're seeing right now is the document types that are pre-configured for ACE. This can always be modified to extend new document types, modify the existing document types, and also add or modify the extraction values that come out of the box with the ACE accelerator. With FSOF, you're able to monitor the status of batches that are going through the system. So this is another administration screen that allows us to see that some are finished, some are in review. If we had some that are running, then we would also see that. This also gives us the capability of figuring out who may be working on one, and also being able to restart any that are necessary. The next, I'm going to switch over to the operator screen. The operators are able to see batches that have exceptions. An exception is when there is a classification, so it could not figure out what kind of document type, or an extraction, so without a particular confidence threshold. Those confidence thresholds are set by configuration and can also be adjusted. There are two different uses of the operator screen for these exceptions. One of them is a review, which we see right now, and I have some pre-configured and forced into these states for demonstration purposes. And that's when we see a document that is no longer able to determine a particular classification. So let's go ahead and open one of those up. And you can see here it didn't figure out the first few pages of his amortization schedule. This is also very tuned to speed for the operators. So you notice that there's not a lot of buttons, there's not a lot of menus, but there are a lot of shortcuts. So once the operators, the subject matter experts for this, are trained up inside of the FSOF product, they're able to very rapidly make modifications and be able to adjust anything that is necessary. I could change this document type. I can go to the next document, which I can see was followed by an amortization schedule. If I would like to, I can merge those together. You can see that it took us directly to the exception. So this is optimized to deal with documents that are not confident. You can see that there is very much before that within this particular closing package that were confident, and I can go and review them, or I could deal with the exceptions and move on. You can see that that was the last exception within that particular batch, and so I can continue processing with that batch. And you can see that it also left the queue. If we go back to the batch instance manager inside of the administration screen, we can see that now it's ready, and in just a few moments it will be running again and moving into the extraction. The same thing goes with the validation. So I won't open this up. I'm trying to keep this video short. I encourage you to go ahead and contact us if you want more information about this. It's going to do the same thing with the validation screen. So we would be able to see the various extraction values, and it would take us to any exceptions that occurred there. Lastly, I'd like to show you the reports that are inside of Effisoft. So there's a bunch of out-of-the-box reports that gives you the capability of seeing throughput, being able to see operator times and such. And if we look at some of those, you can see here I just started this new instance of Effisoft. And so we only have one day in which it processed 92 documents as of yet, and that's all the way through the system. I can also monitor the system health and how long the system's been up. I can also look at various other system reporting. So this would tell me around SLAs, how long they've been in the system, how many are urgent, etc. There's also the option of advanced reporting. Advanced reporting gives me the capability of being able to determine what modifications were made by human beings. That way I can better the document capture process. If I look in the classification, you can see that it had an error with one of the amortization schedules. So if I go through the separation, which means that I merge those together, you can also see that 50% of them have been modified. And a lot of them have very high accuracy because we weren't having to modify a lot of those. I can also do root cause analysis and figure out what batch, what document, and ultimately be able to better my classification for this batch class. Same thing goes with extraction. I would be able to see at a very high level that 2 fields out of 1,677 fields were modified. I have the same capability of being able to go in and doing root cause analysis and figuring out that there has been one HUD line 303 value that was modified, and then be able to do the same root cause analysis of figuring out what the system was able to extract and what the user modified that value to. Those were values that went into an exception state because their confidence was low. I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and reach out to us. This is a very exciting technology. It can be used as you've seen it here, or you can actually use it behind the scenes using the web API to be able to embed this logic within current applications and portals. Thank you.